6 money habits that keeps you poor. Hello and welcome to Grow with Hari, and this is my video on 6 money habits that keeps you poor. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe. Number 1, paying yourself last. Now if you are a person who as soon as you get your paycheck, you let all your utilities, your rent, your car payment, your insurance, your mortgage, everything cut off from your paycheck and you don't pay yourself first, then this video is for you. You need to prioritize yourself. You need to cut a certain percentage of money and put it into some savings account, some investment account or some kind of Roth account, but you need to pay yourself first, and that's the first step of becoming a little bit more disciplined with your finances. How you will do that? Set an auto deduction from your bank. Now it's very important that you have such bank accounts that have all the facilities, like for example auto payment, auto subscription, auto scheduling of your payment to your investment account. These things you need to have. So for that reason I would say go with some popular banks like Bank of America, Chase or whatever. You can use credit union as well, as far as there are enough technology that supports mobile applications, auto scheduling, everything. So go with that. You are not going to any restaurant without paying yourself first. If you pay yourself first and then you go to restaurant, then you have this feeling in your head that okay, so I paid myself and I paid my rental, I paid my utilities, and now I have some money left. I can go enjoy myself. I can go for fishing, I can go for a good nice restaurant with my partner and enjoy the evening. But if you don't have that savings, if you don't have that investment in the beginning and you're going to restaurant, expensive restaurant, and you're spending money, this is not going to happen. So listen to me. If you really want financial independence and if you really want to succeed in budgeting yourself, then the first thing that you need to do is to keep some money out for your savings. And I will tell you why. As you accumulate a lot of money, you will feel this confidence in yourself that okay, I'm doing well, I'm doing pretty fine. And in that way, it will actually give you a lot of self-confidence. You will not feel worried about if you're losing your job. Suppose you have saved up 6 months of your income, you can actually afford to lose your job, then you will manifest a lot of energy in yourself. People will start liking you. You will not take too much tension on your head, and that will replicate into making more money for yourself because you will manifest a lot of energy, and that energy will help you grow your career, grow your path and become more successful. So remember guys, if you really want to make more money, first start paying yourself and start this financial discipline with me from today. Make this year the best year of your life. So this is number 1, pay yourself first. Number 2, not paying bad debt. If you are a person with credit card debt, trust me, this is the time for you to first prioritize this completion of completely wipe out this debt, and then only you can progress in your life. I'm telling you, this is very crucial. In America right now, on an average, the interest rate on credit cards is between 21% to 27%. That's a ridiculous amount of money. If you borrowed $100 from a credit card company, you are paying them $130. Are you insane? And you go to restaurant, credit card. You go to mall, credit card. You go to shopping center, credit card. You go to gas station, credit card. You are paying credit card everywhere, telling me that you are getting reward points. No, you are not. You are paying companies 30% interest. Which investment on earth can give you 30% interest rate year over year? Only one company, which is banks. Banks can make 30% out of you, and you are doing to yourself. You are paying your bank 30% interest rate. On the other side, if you go on an average, S&P 500 over the last 40-50 years have given on an average 8 to 10% of return. But you are giving to banks 20 to 30% interest rate on the borrowed money. Why you are doing to yourself? Take your credit card and cut it into 2 pieces if you are not disciplined with credit cards. If you have credit card debt, I'm telling you, that is your first priority. Forget about anything else. First priority, pay off your high interest rate credit cards. There are multiple ways, like the credit card which has the highest interest rate, pay that off, then pay off the lower ones. In other way, there are a lot of people who do snowball method. Snowball method is nothing but take the smallest credit card debt and pay it off. Do something about it. Even if you have to take a personal loan and pay off that credit card with 27% interest rate, do that. But don't keep this insane amount of interest to yourself, and don't get comfortable about it. I don't understand. People go to restaurant and eat outside with 27% interest rate on the credit card, and they go and they take out their credit card and they pay with credit card again. Try to get some cash. With cash, many restaurants will give you 5% off or maybe 10% off many places. So once you start spending in cash, some kind of emotions will fill in your head that will tell you, oh, I'm giving up so much of my cash to the restaurant or to the high expensive places, which I don't need. So if you have a lot of credit card debts, you should not be around any restaurant. You should eat rice, beans and vegetables at your home, and you cannot afford to go outside. Stay at home and pay off your credit card debt first. Don't get comfortable around it. You should be super uncomfortable to spend even $1 from those credit cards. And I will tell you, try to prioritize, completely wipe out any credit card debt that you have, which is creating so much trouble in your life. And trust me, you will feel much better and relaxed in your planning and budgeting. So my friends, don't get comfortable with credit card debts and any kind of debts. So always pay your bad debt first. Number 3, not investing. Even if you are saving a lot of money but you are not investing, you will be having less money than someone who is investing in markets. Now, some years are low, some years are high, but on an average, you will always see investing will beat savings any day. I'm talking about savings in bank accounts, for example. Even if you're putting your money in high yield saving account nowadays gives pretty good amount of interest, which is like between 4 to 5%, which is extraordinary because most of the saving accounts in banks like Bank of America, Chase, they give less than 1%. On the other side, if you start investing in mutual fund or index funds with a low cost ratio, you will have a lot of returns. In last 100 years, S&P 500 have given 7% return, while on the other side, savings account have given only 4% or maybe less than that if you see the current market. So where you should keep the money? You should keep certain amount of cash for sure in your savings account, but at the same time you should start investing. Investing will just change the game. Why you work in a company, you work in your job, you work for your boss. Now boss have learned that if he leverage his money and he can buy your time to work for him. Now you are working somewhere. Your boss is actually paying you to work for him. Now you are getting paid, let the money work for you. Suppose you are hired by a boss. He or she is paying you money to make more money for him or her. Now, whatever money you are getting, put it to work for yourself. Money will compound with time if you allow them to. It is very easy for you to become a millionaire if you start investing in Roth IRA or 401k with a good strategy. For example, even if you put in S&P 500 index fund, there are high chances that you will be a multi-millionaire if you start investing even $6,000 a year. And $6,000 sounds a lot, but if you divide it, it's like $500 a month. With a side gig, you can definitely afford to have $500 a month. So if you are not investing, you are degrading your chances to become a millionaire. Don't wait for some surprising day when you have a lot of money and you will start investing. Investing and compounding your money is a process. It's a slow process. So as early as you start, the richer are chances for you to become. So someone in 20s and 30s and watching this video, it's your time to go and start investing. Start investing with any kind of trustworthy stockbroker. For example, Fidelity or Vanguard, they have pretty low expense ratio of mutual funds or index funds. You can start from there. Start investing by putting $100 a month. And if you are in 20s and if you are in 30s, you should target making at least 600 contribution to your index fund or mutual fund. The point I'm trying to make is if you are not taking the advantage of compounding your money in the market, in mutual funds and in stocks, you are losing your chance to become a millionaire. It is very hard for someone in 50s to become a millionaire as compared to someone in your 20s and 30s. If you start investing now, every year your principal will increase, you will make more money. That's the way of compounding works. So if you are listening to this video, please, I'm requesting you start investing as early as you can and as much as you can. On the side note, that you are paying your bills, of course. If you are paying your bills and you have extra money, don't just put in your saving account, start investing. And in that way, it will ensure that you have a lot of wealth by the time you retire or by the time you are a financially free person. Number 4, not budgeting. Do you know budgeting actually helps you to track record of where you are spending, what are you spending on, and where you are actually losing focus? Budgeting keeps a track of that. It tells you exactly how much money you should be spending on specific things and how much money you should be saving. If you are not running on budget, you are going to be poor. Because even a lot of NFL players went bankrupt because they didn't bring financial discipline in their life. You can see examples all over. You know, almost 88% of lottery winners lose everything within 5 years of winning time. I would say stick to your budget. Try to understand where your money is flowing. If you're not budgeting, you are indisciplined in your financial journey, and in order to bring yourself on track, you should start making good budgets. Now, how you will make budget? You should just write it down on paper, or if you don't like to write on paper, open an Excel sheet and put it out. Allot yourself what amount of money you are putting on utilities, insurance, mortgage or rent, and what is your fun money. Fun money is after putting some money on investment and saving, whatever is your left is your fun money. For example, if you have $5,000 monthly income, out of which $4,000 is your utilities, investment, saving, everything, and after that $1,000 left can be your fun money. With $1,000 left, you can join some yoga classes that you like to go, or you can go on a small trip, or you can save that money for your future trips to some vacation. Always try to budget yourself. If you keep budgeting, if you keep bringing financial discipline in your life, you will be highly successful. Bringing this discipline of budgeting is very, very crucial for you to become a multi-millionaire. Billionaires who are running multiple businesses, even they are very good at financial budgeting. In order to be financially successful, you should focus on budgeting. You should categorize your spending. You can use multiple apps out there. You can use any app to track your record of where you are spending money. For example, suppose last month I went over budget on restaurants because I went out with a lot of friends. So that over budget, I'm going to cut down from my fun money this month and try to balance it. In order to make a good budget, you should first make your necessities and your spending, and you should focus on them, balance them, reevaluate them, and then finally decide what amount of money you should put on your fun money so that you can go and enjoy. But your main focus should be on spending and saving. Not budgeting is one of the things that keeps you poor. So try to avoid that. Number 5, expensive hobbies and friendship. This is something which a lot of us might have faced. Some of your friends, for example, are very rich, they have a lot of money, or they have bad spending habit. And to fit in that group or to feel that peer pressure, many of us end up spending a lot of money to match up with high spenders. Now you have to put into thoughts, is it worth the effort that you're putting in? Expensive hobbies can be anything. For example, someone really likes to go to golf course. Now he or she goes to golf course and spends a lot of money to be a member of that golf course. On the other side, there are benefits to it. For example, you can socialize with high net worth individuals and you can find an opportunity with them. So this is a gray area where you have to reevaluate your hobbies, that where you are spending your money, is it worth or is it not worth? If you are someone who is struggling with finance, who is not really debt free, and who is not investing a lot of money, then you should focus on cutting out some of those expensive hobbies and try to think of something different. You have to put in consideration, you want a rich future or a rich present? If you go and spend all your money on restaurants, on expensive things, on luxury items, then you will have nothing to save. Try to cut down those expensive hobbies. For example, having a nice car or going for car race can be a super expensive things to do. If you want to really drain your energy and you want to do something active, then why don't you go to mountains and do trekking? You will be out in nature, you will lose your energy, and you will feel much refreshed. Try to reevaluate your hobbies from very expensive hobbies to less expensive, and try to bring logic in your lifestyle. If you are not such a high earner, if you're not a multi-millionaire, you should cut down on those luxury hobbies that you might have. The same thing goes to friendship. You can still have relation with your friends at the same time by putting yourself honestly in front of them. Look, I don't like to come to expensive restaurant and spend hundreds of dollars. Rather, why don't we come together and make cooking cooking plan. I will cook one day, you cook one day, and we all can come together, eat together, and have a nice chat and nice time, just the same way we do in restaurants. In that way, you will save a bunch of money and your relationship will just become more stronger. And you can also talk about some financial tips that you can give to others. So that will be an awesome step. If they don't fit in, you know very well what to do next. So I will not suggest that. I will suggest you to be honest about your financial situation and be honest to your friends as well. Number 6, not planning, which leads to impulsive spending. If you are someone who goes to places and think about it, oh, I forgot to put this in my list, and just go and buy, you are someone who is impulsive buyer. We are put in that situation. Like, we get a lot of advertisement on our social media that, okay, buy this, buy that, and we go and buy, and we end up overspending money on that. So try to cut down your impulsiveness. Try to cut down your immediately purchasing habit. I am guilty of that too. I will be very honest with you. I used to go on Amazon and go and check out a lot of things. I had a bunch of things. And you know what? One day I recalculated all my spending across the year, found out that I have spent $3,000 on Amazon on useless things. I would suggest you to not spend money impulsively on anything. If you really want to buy something on Amazon, you have impulsiveness in yourself, what do? You add to cart and then you think about it. Like, do you really need it? Is it necessity? Is it worth buying? Are you going to buy and really use it? Or you are going to really use it at all or not? If you are thinking those lines, then trust me, half of the thing that you put on checkout, you will never check out. So try to cut down that impulsive nature. On the other side, for example, you two friends meet together and suddenly you decide, okay, let's go on a small trip. Now, you are not planned for that trip. If you start buying tickets, flight tickets will be costly because you're buying on the last minute. Your hotels will be expensive because it's on the last minute. Car rental, everything will be expensive if you not plan ahead of time. Even in purchases, if you know that certain brands will give you certain amount of discount and you really want to buy that brand, you can wait till Black Friday sale when you actually go and buy it. In that way, you will be able to afford a lot more things in a lot less amount of money as you are thinking of spending impulsively. Always remember to bring more thought process in your purchasing habits. That will actually cut down a lot of spending. Planning and then executing your expenses will actually put you on the track of financial freedom. This entire video I have made just to communicate with you. These are the spending habits that we are all guilty of, and we should bring more structure to our life. No one told me in my teenage and in my 20s how to train my brain to spend money. So this video I have created just to train your brain to tell you that whenever you go out and try to spend a lot impulsively, all of a sudden you should think about me or think about this video or think about the thought that you have learned today. Hari will beat me if I'm overspending anywhere. Please take in consideration, I'm telling you for your benefit, and this will actually help you. Always try to think about your rich life, your big numbers in your bank when you are impulsively buying, and that will help you to bring a track in spending. In this video, I have discussed 6 money habits that keeps you poor. And if you find value in this video, like, share and subscribe. Also share with your friends, with your colleagues, or with any loved one that you want to bring financial discipline in their life. So please don't forget to share. I hope you subscribe this channel, and I really appreciate your views till the end. For YouTube algorithm, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much and have a wonderful year. Happy New Year 2025.